Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. A very good morning to you. I am your Kamal Ahmed sir, welcoming all of you from my home. Hope you will enjoy my class and hope you all are well by the grace of Almighty Allah and be safe with your family members. So, my dear students, I have mentioned couple of times that I'm going to give you some important topics which is very important in your coming SSC exam, and you will be benefited if you follow my class and my previous classes also, and please bring your EFT book and pen and pencil and follow my class and just underline what the important lines and pick the important question or topics that I will mention during my class time. So, my dear boys, hope you will enjoy and be benefited from this episode. Okay. Yes, like the previous time, I am going to take your English first paper class. So I am going to request you to bring your EFT book and open your EFT book page, that is 142. Yes, my dear boys, I am going to take today's class on renewable energy sources 2. It is a very important topic and it is, I think it is a topic that very much important as a question of SSC exam, and hopefully several times you will be notified from my classes that I have mentioned at the very beginning of this year that I just going to give you some important topics, and if you follow these particular topics you will easily get good marks, and not only get good marks but also adapt lots of information and acquire lots of knowledges from your EFT books. Okay, so my dear boys, let's start with our today's class, and again I am welcoming on my online class, and this is the class for class 10, and I am conducting this class, and this class is the 10th lecture of this session, and hope you all will be enjoyed a lot and pick the important elements of this from this text. Yes, I am going to take today's class on Unit 11, Lesson 2, that is Renewable Energy, page 142. In this page, you can be notified some important new vocabulary. So that's why I give attention before starting this topic and want to discuss on particular new words that you are going to be faced. Okay. Here the new words start from speech. Yes, this is a speech. This text belongs to a speech of a very renowned person, APJ Abul Kalam. Yes, you hear the name. Yes, former president of India, and because this text is because this text is has been picked from a speech. That is why the first was we start with speech, and it belongs to noun, that means lecture. Second word is congress, it's mean assembly, and it's also a noun. Acknowledge, it's an adjective, recognized. Then former, it's an adjective, means earlier, antonym is next. Mention, it's a verb, remark. Mankind is a noun, means human beings. Yes, it represents the man, the human, the people all over the world. Crisis, scarcity. Solution is antonym, and it belongs to noun also. Point out, it's a phrase. To identify something, we use point out. Era, it's a noun, it's epoch. And biomass, it's organic matter. Next page, we have a lot of new words, that is, first one is decade, a period of 10 years. Era is 12 years, but decade is 10 years. Massive, it's an adjective, exceptionally large, and antonym is tiny. Reserve, it's stock, and antonym is emptiness. It belongs to a noun form. Ecological, it's an adjective, Environment. Next one is disaster. Yes, you have couple of time having with this particular word, that is disaster, and it is related to the environment and related to the, so all this you can gauge all these words representing a specific topic, that is energy sources. Okay. Yes. Next one is emit, it's a verb, discharge. Atmosphere, that is aerosphere. Expose, next one is reveal, and antonym is cover. Nuclear, it's an adjective, it relates to the atomic. Potential, the possibility. And the next last page, we have solar, that's an adjective, energy derived from sunset. Advantage, benefit. Issue, matter. Factor, that is component. Consumption, it's utilizing. Increase, enlarge. Barrel, a unit of measurement. Industrialized, having lot of industries. Initiative, that is action. An alternative, and option. So here you can see lesson 2, renewable energy sources. We are talking about these topics, and we are talking research of lots of vocabularies from this particular lesson 2, renewable energy sources 2, from 142 page. So now I'm going to request you to open page 143. Here you can see a specific picture that related to the topics. You can see here a solar energy. Yes, so before starting this, I am going to mention the story, that is renewable energy, and you can find the former Indian President Mr. APJ Abul Kalam, who is very concerned about mankind's future energy crisis. According to his comment, the era of wood and biomass will almost come to an end. That is mean an end. That means it's almost finished. Oil and natural gas are also limited. You know, we are using lots of oil and crude oil and natural gases, and Bangladesh is a very natural resources area. So we are expecting but reducing and utilizing, and sometimes we misuse lots of energy resources to meet up our demand, but it is now it come to an end. So this crisis can be solved by using renewable energy resources. Solar energy is one of the renewable energy sources. Here the main focus of this text is that solar energy, yeah, that is the best option. Okay, alternative options of biomass or something else. So solar energy is the first one. It's renewable energy. Now come to the point that is the text is going to, and we are talking about, and now we are going to read the text very carefully. And you have lots of new words, and I have also already mentioned here the new words. That is, in a speech at the 19th Science Congress, internationally recognized. Yes, it is internationally recognized. That congress, that assembly has been recognized internationally. Acknowledged scientist and the former Indian President Mr. APJ Abul Kalam mentioned a very important aspect of mankind's future energy crisis. He pointed out, yes, it's a phrase, pointed out, is identified, that era of wood and biomass has almost come to an end. It's almost finished. Okay, it means it's almost the mass, the biomass and the wood, it's almost finished. So the age of oil and natural gas would soon be over within the next few decades. It will be finished. Massive burning of world's coal and reserves may lead to a worldwide ecological disaster, because coal burning emits the highest amount of carbon in the atmosphere. That means in aerosphere it released maximum carbon to the nature, to the atmosphere, to the aerosphere, by burning fossil fuel, that is coal. Okay, Ukraine's former Soviet Union Chernobyl disaster in 1986 has exposed that nuclear energy can be potentially dangerous too. Possibly. That means potentially means possibly dangerous. It's very much going to be hampering the mankind too. So, according to Kalam, the only solution that mankind can look to is the massive use of solar energy in future, because it has some advantages over other forms of renewable energy. Now, why has Kalam put so much importance to the issue of energy? The energy sources have always been a major factor of change throughout history. Yes, it is very much important. That is the energy, we need energy. So we have to think the better option, the alternative option of the energy. The history always teach us that what types of energy we are going to um, that that is rely on. Okay, the world's petroleum consumption has increased from 3 billion barrels means amount of, you know, measurement, annually in 1930 to 50 billion barrels annually today. In the next quarter century, the world's population is expected to be about 8 billion, which is 30% higher than today. Developing countries will grow their economics about 2 times faster than industrialized countries. Global economic growth is expected to continue at 3% per year. Consequently, the global demand for energy will grow at consumption by 2030. If the world's daily petroleum consumption, that is utilization, consumption means utilization, using, is 220 million barrels now, it will rise to 335 million barrels by that time. The present reserve of hydrocarbon, you just pick this word, the present is the hydrocarbon energy resources is limited, and it will not be sufficient to meet the future energy challenges of the world. And hence, that means so, leading industrial countries have taken initiatives to tap alternative energy sources, mainly known as green or renewable energy. So you just point out that is renewable energy, its and synonym is green energy, and green energy almost same thing. Okay, it is, you just you have to remember. The bottom line of Kalam's speech indicates the concern of mankind in the 21st century. And this is a story I want to mention again. That is, APJ Abdul Kalam wants to point out some important aspects of mankind and its energy sources, something like that. And most probably he wants to point out, definitely he wants to point out here the alternative way of energy and its demand. And I want to give you again the some important, what is the purpose of this author. That is, yes, you can, the former Indian president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, is concerned about mankind's future energy crisis. According to his comment, the era of the wood and biomass will almost come to an end. Oil and natural gas are also limited. This crisis can be solved by using renewable sources, and solar energy is one of the renewable sources. This is the story. This is all about the text. We can here we have found it, and there are lots of exercise in this text. That is, you can see question number 1 to 6, and another part, the table match from C, and D is fill in the blanks with suitable words that indicate on the box. And you have sorts of, you will have to answer in your exam these sorts of, and in question number 6 you will find the table matching, and question number 3 you will find a text you have to fill the blanks. So this is very important, and you have to solve this question. So here the question from the next page, and I want to give you the sample question. That is, Yes, you can see I have mentioned from the text. I just picked this question from the text, that is page 144, question number 1. What is scientist column concerned about? The scientist column concerned about mankind's future energy crisis. This is the one line answer question, and you have to answer in this way, just significant in significant way you have to answer. Okay, the author of the question wants to focus the particular option, that you just pick the basic concern, that is in a question that you have to mention the particular, the significant answer, not elaborate or not add any sorts of lines which is not necessary and to be used here. So but when you have more than one question in a particular question, you have to write it from and start the second question from a new para. So you have to make two particular para to answer two particular portion of a unique question. Okay, so this is the answer, and you significantly you have to answer this. So my dear boys, I want to give the some homework, and you have to be done and write in your HW paper. So question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have already answered the question number 1 from page 144, and you have to answer question C and D from page 1, just from the same page, that is 144, and practice more and more from this text. And this is a very important text, and you are going to be introduced